I've always loved traveling, maybe more than I should, discovering new cities, hearing different languages, finding places I'd only seen in photographs. For years, that was my life. Arrive, explore, and then do it all over again somewhere else. I never had trouble saying goodbye. I always thought that was the best part, the freedom. But that evening, sitting by the window of my room, watching Rio slowly disappear beneath the lights of sunset, something felt different. For the first time in a very long time, I wasn't thinking about where I was going next. I was thinking about what I was leaving behind. Still alive. Cars moved through the streets. Lights appeared one by one in distant buildings. The sky still held the last golden colors of the day. And somewhere in that enormous city, she was living another ordinary evening. Maybe she was walking home. Maybe she was listening to music. Maybe she was sitting on her couch with a cup of coffee in her hands. Maybe she had no idea that someone was thinking about her at that exact moment. I looked at my return ticket again. A few more days. That was all. Then a flight. Then thousands of miles. Then my life back in the United States. The same routines, the same airports, the same endless movement. And maybe that was exactly what bothered me, because for the first time, I wasn't sure I wanted to simply move on. It was strange. I didn't know her name. I'd never heard her voice. We'd never exchanged a single word. But somehow, Rio felt different since the day I first saw her. As if the city had become part of a story I didn't fully understand yet. And maybe the hardest part wasn't leaving. Maybe the hardest part was never knowing what might have happened if I had stayed. If I had said something. If I had been a little braver. If I had believed in coincidences a little more. The sky grew darker. The city lights reflected in the glass. And for the first time in years, I found myself wishing time would slow down. Because in just a few days, I would be going home. But one question kept returning to me. What if some people enter our lives for a reason? What if some stories begin exactly when it feels too late? I didn't know the answer. But that night, for the first time since arriving in Rio, I wasn't sure I wanted